reflection on the struggles and accomplishments of women, with a view to harnessing the untapped potentials and opportunities that await future generations of women. As women the world over continue to face abuse and exploitation, the global theme for this year's International Women's Day commemoration is "A Promise is a Promise, Time to End Violence Against Women." Presenting the UN Secretary General's message on the International Women's Day, the UNICEF country representative and acting resident coordinator described the day as one when we should look back on issues that women globally continue to confront in their quest for better livelihoods.
As we commemorate International Women's Day, we must look back on a year of shocking crimes of violence against women and girls and ask ourselves how to usher in a better future. One young woman was gang raped to death. Another committed suicide out of a sense of shame that should have attached to the perpetrators. Young teens were shot at close range for daring to seek an education. These atrocities, which rightly sparked global outrage, were part of a much larger problem that pervades virtually every society and every realm of life.
The UNICEF country boss said they, at their level, will do their best to protect the interests of women folk as well as stand for their dignity, particularly those in conflict situations.
This year, on International Women's Day, we convert our outrage into action. We declare that we will prosecute crimes against women and never allow women to be subjected to punishments for the abuses they have suffered. We renew our pledge to combat this global health menace wherever it may lurk, in homes and businesses, in war zones and placid countries, and in the minds of people who allow violence to continue.
As governments, civil society organizations and activists meet in New York for the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women, Madam Jawara Flambard exuded confidence that the high-level meeting will serve as a turning point and urged all parties to keep supporting the cause of women and girls.
This week in New York, at the Commission on the Status of Women, the world is holding the largest ever UN Assembly on ending violence against women. We will make the most of this gathering, and we keep pressing for progress long after it concludes.
As the international community commemorates yet another International Women's Day, the catchphrases are: make a difference, think globally and act locally. Everyone is encouraged to do their bit in ensuring that the future for girls is bright, equal, safe, and rewarding. For GRTS News, I am Abdullah Baji.
The death of the Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez on Tuesday sent shockwaves across the world. The leftist revolutionary icon was a strong critic of Western capitalism, establishing a form of socialism imbued with nationalism, which he called Bolivarianism. Mamadou Diallo went out and about to gauge opinions on what Chavez's death means for Venezuela and the world.
Venezuela has been sent into mourning following the death of their leader Hugo Chavez Frias. The long-time leader of the Bolivarian Revolution succumbed to cancer after a long period of treatment in Cuba. His death sent shockwaves across the world and for a moment brought his country to a standstill as thousands of his supporters stormed the streets to mourn a man they fondly called El Comandante. Chavez was a fierce critic of the West and championed a form of socialism that lifted millions of people from poverty. Internationally, he pursued an aggressive anti-colonialist and anti-imperialist foreign policy that stressed independence, freedom, and third world cooperation. Chavez visited the Gambia in 2006 upon the invitation of the Gambian leader, His Excellency Sir Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya A.J.J. Jammeh, with whom he had an excellent friendship. The two countries have a fruitful relationship which transcends the fields of education, infrastructural development, and agriculture. Hugo Chavez's death, therefore, has inevitably shocked the government and people of the Gambia. Dr. Aliou Badara Sajar Tal, a senior political science lecturer at the University of the Gambia, feels his death is a great loss for the world.
That this man has left a chapter in history as a revolutionary of the third world, of his people, not only his people, but the whole third world population. He has contributed greatly to the Boulevard Revolution and has confronted major political powers in the world to perpetuate or support the freedom of people in the third world. Not only
The Food and Agriculture Organization, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture and other stakeholders, Thursday met to appraise the performance of the 3-year food security and commercialization of agriculture project. The gathering, as Fatou Jasseh reports, also mapped out strategies crucial to the sustenance of an intervention that was implemented from 2009 to 2012.
Agriculture has described their relationship with the FISCA project as excellent, commending FISCA project coordinator Amijalo Jata for a job well done.
Today's workshop will cover an overview of FISCA implementation and lessons learned, policy considerations for scaling up OVOP, the possibility of integrating FISCA concepts and strategies into the agricultural extension services, and last but not least, the role of the NGO community in sustaining gains made by FISCA.
Looking at the important role FISCA project played in the economic empowerment of farmers and food security in the country, Jawara states that he is confident that this forum would avail participants the opportunity to share lessons learned and best practice in order to support rural people, especially the women and youths. The Food and Agriculture Organization remains convinced that with strong commitment and sharper focus on direct actions, their actions can yield immediate impact to the realization of MDG-1 and World Food Summit target of meeting the proportion and number of undernourished between 1990 and 2015. Maria Tunjai is the Assistant FAO representative in charge of programs. She mentioned that the FISCA project implemented in 40 communities in North Bank and Central River region had a clear design oriented towards commercialization and the introduction of one village, one product concept.
The success of the FISCA projects, the youngest among the 7 regional projects, aim to improve the food security in the Gambia, not only by helping the farmers to produce more, but more importantly, by helping the farmers to sell better what they have produced. Thus, the final objective of this project is to assist the beneficiaries to get more money in their pockets from their work.
FAO's vision of a world without hunger is one in which most people are able to cater for themselves, even though the FISCA project fades out. The FAO official urged stakeholders to keep up the momentum and continue the good work. The Deputy Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Agriculture, Asmi Cole, commended the Italian government and FAO for supporting the food security efforts in West Africa and the Gambia in particular.
The Ministry is delighted to be associated with the FISCA project because it is in line with the overall policy direction of the government of the Gambia, which places food security at the helm of its development agenda. Our commitment to the Vision 2020, the Millennium Development Goals, the Gambia National Agricultural Investment Plan, the GNIPE, the Program for Accelerated Growth and Employment, the PAGE, is a clear manifestation to this.
Cole further underscored the importance of a thorough review of the applicability of such concepts and approaches as a testimony to the opportunities available to make a difference in the agricultural sector. Speaking to the FISCA project coordinator Amijalo Jata, the icon of the forum, expressed delight for successful completion of the project, calling for the citizenry to order supplies of processed findi, pepper, wonjo and kasiu from the just completed and well-equipped processing facilities in Yangen, Mbulum, Njawara and Medina Sami. Some of the beneficiaries of the FISCA project applauded FAO for changing and improving their lives through the food security and commercialization of agriculture projects. For GRTS News, I am Fatou Jasseh.
The Office of the Inspector General of Police is investigating what it suspects to be the fraudulent sale of land around Old Yundum by Jadama Real Estate located at Old Yundum Market. In order to get to the bottom